I think we're all incredulous at the fact that it is 45 years.
I always wish I had been on the show when Luke and Laura got married, and I mean, just what a great romantic moment. I know the backstory is a little complicated, but 75 million people watched it, and I think that's the all-time best moment on General Hospital. And whenever I meet anybody, they could care less about, not anybody, but there are a lot of people who are like, yeah. So tell me about General Hospital. You know, even my friends who are actors on big shows, and they're like, what's going on GH? Okay, why did you throw that guy up against the desk? Oh my God, what's going on with it? It cracks me up. I love it.
I have been on General Hospital, it will be 31 years. 31 years this September.
I do remember my first day. My first day on General Hospital, I was, everybody was expecting this am I allowed to say bitch? Arch bitch to arrive and to complete this Quartermaine family. And they all had preconceived ideas about who was going to show up. And I was from New York, and I was raised on the east side of Manhattan. And Leslie Charleston knew that about me. They expected, I don't know, maybe Susan Lucci to walk in the door and some crunchy granola, permanented hair, red overalls, no makeup, walks in the door, and they didn't know how to respond. How is this girl going to be able to play that part? And truthfully, Leslie was the only person who knew who I was really and wasn't at all surprised when I walked in the door, but everybody else was.
I just remember I had one of probably the cheesiest, worst lines that I've had in my whole career here at General Hospital. Steve Burton, the Jason character, needed brain surgery, and I was the only one to do it. And I don't know, I was the best doctor to do it or something like that. And they walk in, and I think Carly looks at me, and she's like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, I said, my line was like, "I'm salvation." Sure enough, Kelly, Kimberly, Laura, Steve, everybody's howling, laughing at me, and just, I was a scared kid.
I remember about being a child when I started the show was actually my talent test. I remember that more vividly than I do my first day on the show, and that is because I had to improvise. And I had these fake teeth at the time they called flippers. My two front teeth were out, and in the scene I had to convince Tristan Rogers to eat. I kept telling him, you're skinny, you need to eat. And I knew that I couldn't put the sandwich in my mouth because my flippers would come out. So I'm thinking, you know, as a 7-year-old, but also as an actress, okay, how am I going to convince this person? Because normally you would say, look, see, it's good, and then eat it. But I couldn't do that. So it was just very challenging. But I ended up keeping the flippers in my mouth and getting the job. And then Gloria Monty finding out later that I actually did not have two front teeth.
Coming here for the first time, I felt like I was the new kid in school, you know, and I was really nervous. And thank God my first scene was with a dog, so it really couldn't have gone that bad, and it didn't. And that dog was my best friend for that first day. My favorite General Hospital memory was my first love scene with Maurice. And you want to know why? Because he was wearing leopard Speedos, and I thought he was joking. And he wasn't.
You know, there's been lots of things that have been lots of fun. But in terms of the whole storyline, it was the Sunny Alexis stuff. Because it started at this place with two characters that were very unlikely to be together, and they let that just happen. That, by the way, I thought was probably one of the worst love scenes ever. We joke about it all the time. I constantly am challenging him to a love-off because we looked like two people who have never had sex before. I remember watching it, first of all, thinking, it was just, you never want to see yourself do a bad love scene. You just don't want to see yourself in that situation. We need a redo, a do-over, a sex-over.
My favorite thing about playing Tracy is being mean. It's the easiest thing to do. To get up in the morning and go to work and be nasty is so easy for me. You don't have to well up a whole bunch of emotion. You don't have to cry all day. You don't have to get your makeup fixed 47 times because your mascara is running. It makes me laugh. I guess the most significant memory I have from General Hospital is the fact that I married a cameraman. And my son is the product of that marriage. So were it not for General Hospital, I would not have been a mom.
Happy birthday to us.
Happy 45th birthday, General Hospital.
Happy birthday to us.
Happy